Hello there and welcome back to the Chap'S Guide. My name is Ash and I'm your host on this journey through men's style, self-development and personal grooming. Now this is the second video in a small series of 3 videos which I'm undertaking to review the entry-level fountain pens which I use in my daily life. If you haven't seen the first one, we talked about the Pilot Metropolitan, which was an excellent pen. And today I'm following that up with the Pelikan Twist, which is also a pretty good entry-level pen which any gentleman can be quite pleased to use. Now, as ever, I like to talk about the origin stories of the company where the pen has come from. And Pelikan has a history which dates back, decade after decade of the production of high quality products. Now, Pelikan began its journey in 1838 in the Lower Saxony area of Germany, in the wonderful city of Hanover, which I've visited several times, and it is indeed a culturally wonderful place to spend time if you ever get the opportunity. But Pelikan came into being, and I'll read the chap's name out because I'm not so good at pronouncing some of these names, but Carl Hallman created an ink factory in 1838 in Hanover, and over time that company evolved to make different office supplies, stationery supplies, and I believe it was in 1929 that Pelikan made its first fountain pen and began on the journey to where it is today as what is considered to be one of the better fountain pen manufacturers in Germany. Now, the history of any German company, of course, has to include those dark periods of the Second World War. And Pelikan is no different. Its owner of the time was an ardent supporter of the National Socialist government of that period, and the plant manufactured paints and other chemicals for government purposes during the Second World War, during which time they made use of forced labourers and other practices which are perhaps absolutely considered to be abhorrent in the modern era. But Pelikan overcame that. They've gone from strength to strength. They've acquired a number of other rival companies, and today they sit as one of the strongest pen manufacturing companies in Germany, which is renowned for its high quality engineering and pen production. Pelikan has production facilities here in the United Kingdom, in Romania, and let me have a look, where else? Oh, and Poland, as well as, of course, its main base in Mother Germany. Pelikan's products today include writing instruments of all different types and varieties, and also art supplies and other office supplies as well. So their range is quite substantial. Everything from pens, which cost thousands of pounds for their special limited edition versions, right down to our friend today, the Pelikan Twist, which can be purchased in the UK for between £8 and £10. Certainly you should be paying no more than £10 for this little booty. So a really wide variety and something for everybody's pocket. Now, the focus of our review today, the Pelikan Twist, is absolutely at the entry level of Pelikan's offering to people who enjoy writing instruments and stationery of all kind. As I say, it's very modestly priced, but that's not to say it's not a good little performer. This is a fountain pen which delivers. No spoilers. We're going to talk about a bit more about the sort of functioning of the pen in a moment, but it really does deliver. And after you've owned this and used this for quite a while, you will actually wonder why anybody would pay vast amounts more money when you can get a pen like this which performs to the level it does at such modest prices. Now, I think it's intended to appeal to perhaps students, school children, or even more mature people who are perhaps new to the fountain pen game. Because, fountain pens, let's be honest, they've fallen into abeyance somewhat over the last generation. Very few people use a fountain pen in school. It's certainly not part of the schooling curriculum here in the United Kingdom. And it will be a personal choice, a decision that you want to get into fountain pens. And if you do, well, you certainly don't want to be paying vast amounts of money if you're not sure it's a hobby or a writing style which is going to appeal to you. And that's where pens like this and the other pens I'm talking about in this little series really work out, because they give you an opportunity to dip your toe into the water with very little financial risk. I mean, let's be honest, £10, that's 2 or 3 coffees in a coffee shop or 2 pints of beer in the pub. So you're not putting a great deal of a gamble when you buy one of these. So let's have a look at our new friend, the Pelikan Twist. Well, when you pick it up, obviously, the first thing that's going to strike your attention is the fact that it is triangular in shape, but with a distinctive twist along the barrel of the pen, which obviously makes it very unusual to look at. And I think a part of that unconventionality in its appearance is designed to appeal to perhaps new users and just to stand out from the crowd. Now, it's constructed entirely of plastic, which, you know, does make it fairly light in the hand, but there are some things which you will notice straight away. That is, of course, it has no clip, which, if you're somebody who pocket carries your fountain pen, this might be a bit of an issue for you. It comes in a variety of colours, some quite vibrant and garish, others a little more restrained. Personally, I went for a silver because I know that's quite a universal colour. It can be used and seen anywhere without causing any issues. When we open the pen, we'll notice that the cap is, well, it is somewhat flimsy in appearance actually, and it is entirely made of plastic. Now, whilst it does post on the end of the pen, and it does so readily, I personally always use this pen unposted because I don't think the pen, the cap being so light, doesn't add any significant balance to the pen. It doesn't make it feel any firmer or more robust in the hand. So I typically use the pen without being posted with the cap. Now, when we look at the pen, of course, the most important thing, where the rubber meets the road or the ink meets the paper with any fountain pen, is the cap. The cap is stainless steel, and I believe it comes in only a medium style nib, which is absolutely fine for, you know, standard day-to-day usage. The grip of the pen is somewhat unusual because, again, it has that twisted triangular appearance, which ergonomically wise makes it quite easy to grip if you hold your pen in a sort of traditional ordinary stance. I certainly find it quite easy to hold. Although if you have anything more than a totally orthodox pen grip, it might be something of an issue for you. Now, that area where you hold the pen, the grip, has a rubberized plastic feel to it, and it does make it quite comfortable for quite prolonged use. I tend to use this pen as my desk pen. You know, this is a pen I will leave on my desk for one reason, amongst the others, is because of that triangular shape. It's not going to roll away. It doesn't roll off the edge of the desk. You know, it stays where you put it because of its shape. But also that ergonomic grip makes it quite easy to hold and grasp when you're carrying out some sort of longer writing experiences. So if you're writing quite a long letter or writing a report, you know, this makes it quite comfortable to hold and use for prolonged periods. Now, going back to the nib, as I say, stainless steel, medium. It performs exactly as you would expect for a medium stainless steel nib pen. It's quite consistent. I've never had any problems with the ink belching or breaking in its consistency. It is reliable. I've never had any leakage problems either. It is a pretty solid performer. Opening up the pen, which is quite a simple process, it takes a standard international cartridge. I've personally got a Pelikan proprietary cartridge installed at the moment using blue ink, and I have to say it takes the short and the longer international style cartridge. No problems at all, no issues. The cartridges seat easily, firmly, and as I say, never had any seepage or leak problems with this pen. What more can you say? You can purchase the converters if you wish to use bottled ink, but for me, as I say, this is kind of my day-to-day writer, so I don't go to town really on anything fancy. Just normal ink cartridges will do for me. So what are my observations of this inexpensive little pen that anybody can afford to put on their desk? Well, I've owned this for over a year, and I think it's an absolutely great little starter pen. If you're thinking about beginning a fountain pen journey and you don't want to invest a lot of money in something expensive, this is a good way of having a go without risking too many of your funds. You can keep it on the desk, and it makes a great little pen for signing your signature if you want to be a bit more sophisticated than using the ballpoint for everything. It's also very comfortable, easy flowing and a natural writing pen, which complements anybody's writing style, provided you have an orthodox grip of the pen. It is comfortable for prolonged use, and it is hard to see actually how you could improve this pen at this price point. Now for me, I always give things pros and cons. From the pro point of view, it is inexpensive, it is comfortable, and it's just an excellent, reliable day-to-day writer. From the cons point of view, you have to have an orthodox grip really to get on with this pen. If you're perhaps left-handed, although I believe they say it can be used equally by a left-handed person, but if you're somewhat unusual in your pen grip, this might present some challenges for you. I also wish that it was available in something other than this very inexpensive ABS plastic. If it was perhaps available in a brass or some other colour material, such as perhaps a thicker resin or stainless steel or something of that nature, it would certainly be more attractive. I think the Pelikan Twist presents a fantastic product at a very approachable price for people who are interested in these pens. Either if you're young and starting out in your penmanship journey, or mature and you just want something a little bit better than the fountain pen to put on the desk for those occasions that you want to sign your signature with a flourish. So for under £10, I think you'll find it difficult to find better in the fountain pen world, but that's just my thought. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this video today about the Pelikan Twist. If you have, it would be my honour if you graced this video with a thumbs up, and if you're not already a subscriber, click the red button and come on the journey with us. It'll be great to have you along. Until the next time, take care of yourselves, and I'll see you again very soon.